Okay. And how true is that? You spoke about your dad. He was your map, right? He gave you some direction. And if you had a wonderful relationship with him, and it sounds like you did have a good relationship with your dad. And you look at guys who had good relationships with their dads, 9 times out of 10, they're good men, you know. But where a dad was missing, what happens, you know, and it doesn't matter. It's a fact of life, a dad is there for a reason, just like a mom is. She's just as important.
Yeah.
And those are the things, those are the principles that we got to stand by here. And I go back to God. It's not about having to go and sit in church every day. And I shared a bit with you around that, Lee, because I've got some real stories how God's impacted my life along the way, even in the army. And yeah, just being grateful for coming through all of that, and having a family that you know, it's something to aim towards as a young man. Have a family and you know, bring up children that can have a positive impact in the world, right? That's what we all want. And
Yeah.
when we're not giving our kids direction and we're confusing them with all this woke bullshit. Excuse for swearing there, but that's what I believe it is. Because it's just putting people in, it's giving them a direction, it's taking away fathers out of society, and yeah. I mean, I got the greatest respect for ladies too, for women. My own daughter, I bring her up to be independent, and you know, there's so many girls out there that could beat men in many things. And we must never ever discount that, because women have got a huge place in society, just like men have. But there's a reason they women, and there's a reason they men. You
Yeah.
know, there's
It's
a
been that way for
reason.
all of humanity.
Yes, and now you're faced with all this nonsense that a minority, are putting up all these banners all over cities and having all these, you know, what do you call them? Woke days and lesbian days. What about having a day for patriots? What about having a day for, what about having a day for, yeah, you know what I mean, Lee?
Yeah.
And then we'd be frowned upon if we're going to have such a day. Meantime, the majority of us are those people, and we're too afraid to stand up and be counted. And
Yeah.
so hats off to you, Lee, too, as a young man doing what you're doing. I really respect that. And keep doing what you're doing, Lee. And
Yeah.
hopefully I've imparted something by just saying what I'm saying. I'm just talking from the heart here, Lee. Um, yeah, the military, I believe, was a good thing for me. It taught me discipline. It taught me how to get on with other men. It taught me to push through when I thought I couldn't. We did some tough things, with regards to pushing the limits, um, in our minds, in our emotions, in our physical strength. And it just makes you a better man when you go through trials like that. Um,
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that is something that, society is teaching less these days is building strength and autonomy to the younger generation,